we are asking something to all people about your first experience with Arduino in those days.
Oh wow,
Your life.
that was a very long time ago.
Can you tell to us?
Yeah, so my first Arduino was the Arduino Uno by the Xparfan kit when they launched. I remember it was the only way to buy an Arduino in Colombia.
Do you remember, Leonardo, in South America?
Yeah.
The Fab Foundation, they want the people in the Fab Lab, they build their Arduino because Arduino don't arrive there.
Yeah, I remember we were using Micro C and all these like PIC microcontrollers, like the 16F series and stuff, and they were like all the time just breaking in your hand, you know, because of the static. Then they make them in better materials, and then we like in the university we never did the shift to Arduino because at that time I don't know, like they were so focused on micro C. They already got a lot of components, and finally now every Arduino is everywhere. But I remember it was very expensive at that time to find an Arduino board because they have to import, they have to pay taxes, then they make extra money, and then they have very few ones, so they were selling them very expensive. So with my university savings, I buy a kit.
Okay, maybe we have to translate.
Nah, I think that
I
people
don't
can
know.
understand it as very easily, but I said easily and started Siri. This is how Apple works.
Oh,
Okay.
great.
Yeah, maybe the next one.
So maybe
Allora, lui,
before we ask something to you, then if you want to share some screen or images,
yeah,
or the project,
we can
see
try
the
now for technical. On the bottom there is the button.
No.
Yeah. Let me
Screen sharing.
Yeah, I see it.
I will translate that Camilo ci ha detto che il suo inizio con Arduino è stato tanti anni fa e ci ha segnalato una cosa molto interessante, appunto ci ha ricordato il momento in cui non in tutto il mondo Arduino era facilmente ricevibile, no? Lui viveva in Sud America e quindi c'erano delle tasse da pagare, la dogana non era semplice, poi per noi invece dall'Italia è sempre stato un po' più immediato. Camilo, where do you live now? Where are you living?
So I am living in the Czech Republic.
Okay.
In Europe.
It's a long project
Not so
or
far
just
from you
now
guys.
for some special?
No, my wife is Czech.
Okay.
Is from this country. So like we were living in China for 5 years before moving here in 2019. So we have been almost 2 years living in Czech Republic, and well, we're gonna have a baby, so it's gonna be long term.
Una coppia internazionale, lui è colombiano, la moglie è della Repubblica Ceca, hanno vissuto insieme 5 anni in Cina, poi sono tornati, e insomma una vera coppia internazionale. Quando traduco credo che tu mi capisci in qualche modo. Ora, se avete le domande per Camilo, visto che ci sono sempre 2-3 minuti di latenza tra la nostra, diciamo, il live e quello che voi vedete, vi invito a fare prima possibile le vostre domande mentre Camilo ci illustrerà 8 DAA, no? Il tuo progetto, ce lo vuoi far vedere, 8 DAA? Do you want to show to us?
Yeah, I'm sharing my screen. Can you see it here?
Yeah, eccolo.
Well, I've just opened the website. So like we have a very nice website. We have worked very hard. It's autodiy.com, like from do it yourself. And that's like explains most of the project. Like Otto is a robot and you can do it yourself. So our philosophy is like anybody can build a robot if they have the right parts in front of them. So like Otto now that we're in Arduino Day, it works with an Arduino Nano compatible board. We experiment with BLE and other ones, so you can also use all the Nano family. You can use it. And then we just put a shield that I have here, right? And in that way, you don't need to solder. So it's a robot kit that is 3D printable, right? It's open source, like Arduino. You can find the files here in our website. If you go here to Academy, right? So for the ones that have a 3D printer or maybe even a laser cut machine, they can hear all the files to build it. Now, it's not only about build, but about programming. That's where we rely a lot on Arduino. So we use Arduino IDE program, but we also created our own Blockly for Otto, based on
Blockly is about like Scratch.
Yeah.
Sì. Allora,
Exactly.
I translate a little bit, Camilo. If you can give to us the website, perfect, the name, widely.
Otto, I don't know how to say this one in Italian, but DIY.com.
Sì. Allora, potete trovare il progetto di Camilo Para Palacio sul sito 8, scritto a lettere, 8DIY, do it yourself, 8 do it yourself, 8diy.com. E come spiegava bene Camilo, ora ci sta facendo vedere, non vogliamo tradurre tutto, è un inglese molto comprensibile, molto chiaro, per semplificare, diciamo, lui ci sta facendo ora vedere come il suo progetto è un progetto modulare a blocchi, per cui proprio ciò che stiamo vedendo, Arduino per progetti in kit. Questo robottino è un robot in kit che si può comprare, ci sono tutti i file sulla piattaforma per imparare a programmarlo, per imparare a farlo, per poterlo costruire. Quindi tu non ricevi il robot montato, ma lo devi montare, lo devi programmare, lo puoi personalizzare, lo puoi far crescere di una tua vita diversa, non un po' come un Tamagotchi, ma con una modalità totalmente diversa. E come vi spiegava, c'è anche il suo software Blockly, che è proprio un software dedicato che con un diagramma, con programmazione a blocchi ci permette appunto, ecco il builder kit, lo vediamo qui in prima impressione. So I let you the word, thank you.
Okay, great.
Yeah.
So here there's a little video, very short. I'm just gonna play it, I'm gonna narrate it. So basically what we incentivize is to people to build their own robot. And we do this with a kit that of course is open source. You can also do it yourself. And very quickly, in a couple of hours, you can make your robot with simple components. You follow the manual. We have also instructional videos. There's a big community that we call Auto Builders. And you can see the Arduino was there. And you just like program it with Arduino. And the potential it is because it's 3D printable. Like we have lots of versions of Otto. So behind me, you can see there's like one with arms. There's another one that is like a spider, another one with wheels. And this is just like few of the 100 that the community has made, like 100 redesigns of Otto. You can see some of them also in the video, how it's programmed with the Blockly. I will do a demonstration later, but you can see here that also you can open Arduino files, and it's like an Arduino, but at the same time it's the blocks. So you can, we do this for like early learners, so like they can see the blocks, the graphical visualization of the code, and the actual code on the right, so you can compare. We also have a Bluetooth app. We work in new projects with different programming behaviors, like these wheels ones, and we do a lot of contests. So like in the community, we make this like remix contest, and this was the winner. So it was an Otto that can draw. The good thing about this robot is that it was a combination of two open source projects. Great. And this is another one with the LED eyes. This one was by a girl. She made this Harry Otto. There's the spider which is behind me. And yeah, we are working on new exciting things, making it compatible with Lego. I mean, the possibilities are endless. And this is the project. We did a lot of workshops all the time. Of course, last year we couldn't do it. So now we are doing a lot of online educational content in the name of courses and lessons and curriculums, so like people can access from anywhere, anytime. And yeah, that's a very quick introduction.
Camilo,
Camilo, the video is very clear, so thank you. It helps us to understand. I have a question, some question that are arriving. Allora, il video mi sembra molto chiaro, non necessita altre spiegazioni e traduzioni. Un po' di domande che stanno arrivando, allora te le giro. The first question is, how old Otto dagli is?
How old? I created it in 2016, right? So 5 years ago. I did the first prototype, and I published on Thingiverse 5 years ago.
Okay. So it started with like a Thingiverse project, open source, of course, and then you created a company about it, no?
Yeah, well, it took more time.
Tell us about this going up, this process.
Yeah, that's a very good question. So I had other projects before, which I can show you here. I did other robots because I am a product design engineer, right? But for me, at that time, 2014, it was very difficult to create robots. I was just learning Arduino, actually, and it was thanks to a hackerspace where I met people that know how to do that. And then also, the cost of the components was much lower, so that was also good. Then combined with 3D printing, I started to explore. So you can see in this picture how the design evolved from like just a simple idea that didn't work. Some robots with wheels, some robots with hands or similar legs. And then eventually, after many years of work, I'm talking about like 2 years, I get to Otto. So it took like more time than than just 2016, and I made it. No, it was a process of learning from other open source, learning Arduino, because of course a robot involves coding, electronics, and design. And if you have one of these wrong, then it doesn't work. It doesn't work.
Per dire un po', allora, Camillo ci ha spiegato come è iniziata, chiaramente lui ha messo su Thingiverse tanti progetti, altri robot che vediamo qui, non per tutti funzionava perché non era sempre facile. Yes, how Otto received this announcement that allowed him to become the project that now actually it is?
That's the impact. I don't really even know how it happened. Like I just launched it, right? And I make sure to make a very good documentation. At that time in Thingiverse, then in GitHub. Then eventually I come out with a platform called Wikifactory, where we started to organize it. So that helped a lot to promote the project, because if the project is not well documented, people is not going to use it because they don't understand, and they are not going to copy because it doesn't work, right? But if you have everything well documented, tested, and you just share it in a quickest way that people can access the files, like we do here.
Today we speak a lot about documentation, open source project online.
Yeah, exactly.
You spoke about Thingiverse, that you can show your version of the file.
Exactly. The problem with Thingiverse in this project is that in Thingiverse you cannot share code. Some people just upload the files, but then you cannot track the changes. So for us, it was a really difficult thing. So we meet the great people in Wikifactory, and we started to have all our documentation there. So like you land in this page and you have all the information, the bill of materials, the specifications for the 3D printing, the software that you need to download, how to install the Arduino libraries, how to upload the code to the Nano, if you need an extra driver, the power, the electronics. and the final instruction manuals. So like all of that is right there with the files right here. So here you can see 3D print. There's also the code is linked to GitHub.
In a way, like now we visit together today the Arduino website
repository
hub,
no?
the People Project. They came like this.
Allora, stiamo vedendo, Camilo sta spiegando nel dettaglio il valore della documentazione che ha permesso al progetto 8 di espandersi moltissimo. In fact, I want to ask to you something about the open source process, because you showed to us Otto Pokémon, come era? Otto,
Pikachu.
Otto Spider, a lot of different versions of the bot. The question is, did you imagine all of them, or they were some of workshops? They are open source, both created by other people. How that works? We are really interested in this community management process.
Yeah, at the beginning it was kind of a mess, kind of difficult, because I mean, what I started to see is that when you're in Thingiverse, you put the files, and sometimes people say, "Oh, I made a change," right? And then you're like, "Oh, right, somebody made an Otto, I don't know, in the shape of an dinosaur," right? But then Thingiverse is not the only platform, so then people, you have to hunt, and you have to talk to the people, invite them to join in some forum that you control, because otherwise it's all spread out in the. So the first thing was to create like a Facebook group. We did a Facebook group, and we still have it, more than 5,000 people now. And then people started to share there. And the people that don't have Facebook, we created our own platform for that, which is here. If you go to the community tab, and then we have a chat, we have like a map of the world where you can see all the people that have made an Otto, so then they can pin it. We have the social media, and then here we have our own community drive, where it's like a social media, but just dedicated to the platform. So there's not the distraction of Facebook, and that's how people share new ideas, and where they use like some people want to use a different board, not the Nano, maybe the Uno, right? Problems with the programming, and we help each other, right? They want to try a new display instead of just the ultrasound as the eyes, new designs. And actually, like, I only have made like 5 different Ottos, and the rest is just the community. It's just the community. So the ones that I mentioned, the other 100, it's the community that they post. We incentivize a lot of that. We made a contest where we give away 3D printer, kit, also robots, electronic parts, Arduinos, right? So the people can create more, and that resulted in a very, very big family of Viper robots. I say that it's like the biggest. You can see here, there's like a laser cut version. You can see here is the names of the creators. So mine are like only like 4, and the rest are other people from the community. So we of course give credits to them, and you can see all the variations. And we don't have all of them here, because these are the ones that actually the creators managed to document. So that is still a challenge. Like, you see people posting a picture of Otto in the shape of Pokemon, but maybe they didn't share the files. So
they show their product, their project.
Right.
Also, you can enter in one of these. We can see like the project.
Yeah, you click here, and you can find the 3D files from these ones.
You find all the files, also the code.
But the last question is maybe about the business model of your project. So, do you sell what do you sell really? The object?
We have
the business model del progetto.
So how it started, well, now is this store. This is the store. How it started is that we did a crowdfunding campaign with some company that wanted to help us, they say, and they run out with the money. So they took our project and they make money out of it, and we didn't. So that was very frustrating for me, but it pushed me to be like, oh wow, there's people selling the project. The thing is, like, I was not the one that started to sell Otto. It was someone in China, and it was some other people in US and some other people in Europe. So then I was like, wow, it's open source. Of course, this is going to happen. But then I was like, wow, there's people making money of my project. Why I'm not making money also? Like, I also spend a lot of time on this. I think if I want to take it to the next level, I will need a budget, no? So then I started. I was still working for a company, but then I started. Okay, let's make the kits, and I started with this one, the green one you see here. I started to sell it just as you see it there, not assembled, but you didn't need it to solder. So it was this set of parts, and you can build. Then many people were like, oh, but I have a 3D printer. I don't need the 3D print parts, and maybe you can sell a little bit cheaper.
Okay,
so then we offer the maker kit. So we had this, and it's still relevant now. We have always the offering. If you see here, you have the option of maker or builder kit, and that's the only difference. If you have a 3D printer, then you just get the maker kit, and if you have the builder kit. And then now we can sell to anybody in the world. We ship to everywhere in the world.
At the beginning, you utilize also Tindie, the website of a store for maker.
Sorry, which one?
The Tindie.
Tindie, yeah. I was also there. Yeah, right. I remember that one. I stopped using because I find out that you sell more if you create your own like website, because Tindie helped, but then I had to, how do I take all the people to the Tindie store? And then it makes more sense for me to get all the profit than to have some intermediary. Although it was also good, and I sold like maybe a couple of them there. Tindie is a great platform still. To scale, it made more sense to have our own store.
Okay.
So yeah.
Well, before first thing hello, I go to translate a bit, tutte le difficoltà che ci sono state nel portare avanti appunto questo progetto, anche l'idea che qualcun altro poteva venderlo, ma Camillo ci ha spiegato bene nel dettaglio l'evoluzione di un progetto open source, tutte le meccaniche di un robot molto carino, quindi invitiamo tutti a visitare il sito, lo ricordiamo, 8dyi.com, sta in chat tra i link, 8dia.com di Camilo Para Palacio. Can you show again the bot in your hands? Mostraci ancora il robot physically that you have. So you are the first speech about Arduino and kits, no?
Oh,
not kids, but abbiamo Camillo introduce, in realtà è l'ultimo intervento internazionale di oggi, perché poi torniamo
poi dalla Svizzera alle 7
e poi sì, torniamo diciamo più o meno in Italia, è vero, perché ci sono altri interventi internazionali. Il designer kit, chi vuole può comprarlo, invitiamo tutti a andare comunque a visitare il sito. E soprattutto dalle 6:30 inizierà fra pochi minuti inizierà la parte più femminile. Non abbiamo avuto finora nessuna,
perché l'abbiamo riservato
ma
per un
dalle
orario
6:30 in poi invece abbiamo tutto,
abbiamo pensato alla gente, diciamo, tornava
designer. Questo chi è? Otto with mustaccio. Otto mustaccio. Ciao.
Otto Chaplin.
Otto Chaplin, we have a lot of example of this one. Otto Dude. They are more or less like the emoticons. You can create it.
There is an invasion.
Right.
This is an invasion of Ottos.
It's a lot of them.
Like the Gremlins.
Camilo,
we are in the 80s.
We thank you for your presence. For your, we wish you a lot of the best. The luck for Otto, for you, and I hope that we can see each other again in the future, no?
Yeah, me too. I hope, like, I was in Rome in 2019, so I really love it. I love the city.
You're welcome. When you wanna come to our lab,
I wanna go anytime that is possible.
Yeah, we really can. Ok, there is another message. Ciao Camillo, grazie mille. Ci vediamo presto.
Prego,
Ciao.
prego.
Grazie.
Ciao, ciao.
Grazie.
Ciao.
Ciao.